on there? It's My Brother's an Idiot, and we are off and running like a herd of goddamn turtles. What's going on? If you're watching us at home, you can see two faces on the screen. Mark, what's going on, bud?
What is happening, sir? It is a beautiful Wednesday night. Just got back from volunteering at the Ronald McDonald House again. They like having us over there because I'm good in the kitchen, as you know. So feels good to prepare a meal for some people and have a good time. So that's what we got back doing. I'm looking forward to doing the show tonight, though.
Nice, me too. And playing the role of the voice of God.
Yes.
Audio only. It's MJ. What's up, dipshit?
Not much. I'm fighting an illness and watching some sea turtles.
Like actual sea turtles?
The Monterey Bay Aquarium live stream that's on 24 hours a day. That's on my TV, generally speaking, 8 hours a day.
Wasn't sure if you were like actually watching turtles or if you were watching like the tracks of turtles.
Oh no, there's one turtle swimming around in this big dumb tank.
Nice. So it's just a peaceful turtle. A Pickles.
Yes. Happy Pickles Turtle.
Happy Pickles Turtle. Awesome.
Love it.
Yep. Well, let's get right into it. We're going to play a little bit of game here. We are going to blind rank, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
I love these.
We are going to blind rank 1 through 10 sushi toppings. I have selected a group of sushi toppings at random. I don't even care who goes first. Who wants to go first?
Fuck it, I'll go first.
Fuck it, I'll go first.
How many do we have?
10.
Okay,
we have
cool.
10, and I will allow you. You know what? No, I'm not. You're not going to get the bailout this time. It is 10, and you cannot make the switch.
No switches.
No switches.
Toastman, we see you.
Yes. Connor McWho. Yeah. Well,
we'll talk about that in a little bit.
That's on the agenda, my friend. We'll get there. All right, Mark. Your sushi topping is crab.
I'm going to say that one. So for me, this one. Okay, so are we talking about like regular crab or are we talking like California roll crab? Because there's a difference here. Are we just talking about any crab?
Any
crab in general.
So that crab includes genre.
So that includes the fake crab as well. Correct. Which goes typically into your natural California roll. So I'm going to put that one as a solid 9 on the list. It could be worse. It could be the rice. But it's basically in everything. I love fake crab meat and I love crab meat in general. But just to roll it in rice with just a little bit of cucumber and avocado is boring and pedantic to me. So put that close to the bottom.
Okay, perfect. All right, MJ, you're up. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
You get octopus.
I really like octopus, but it's not always super great in sushi because it has a tendency to be a little like overcooked. So I'm gonna put it at a 7.
Good choice.
I find that a lot of the less expensive places haven't learned the wine cork when they're cooking the octopus to keep it tender. So it does get chewy. But I do enjoy the flavor. It is one of my go-tos. All right, Mark, you're up. You ready?
Yeah.
Quail egg. This is one of my favorites. I fucking love quail egg.
I'll fuck with quail egg. Yeah, put that one at a 3 for me.
Nice.
I'll fuck with quail egg. Oh, we gotta change. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Yeah. Keep sending them, bud.
Yeah, we've got the toast man sending the emoji cons, whatever they're called. Is that an egg? What is that? What is that?
The last one? The last one was
I saw
squid.
the octopus. I saw those are octopuses.
These ones haven't loaded yet. That may be something we can't get. So hopefully
it's not offensive. I see it. Or is it?
I don't see it.
Is that like a placeholder? I see like a little.
It might be a Twitch specific. Sidebar: we are taking Twitch comments from our Twitch screen right now.
Right. All right.
Our screamer over
at
there.
A 3. All right, MJ, you ready?
You're
Yellowtail.
5. Fairly neutral on Yellowtail. It's good. Could be better.
The yellowtail appetizer at Nobu is one of the greatest things I've ever eaten. It is absolutely spectacular.
I mean, I'll fuck with all this stuff, honestly. Like, it's all delicious,
Right.
but yeah.
Right. I mean, obviously, I know how they do it, but I don't know how they do it. When they make this yellowtail, they have the world's smallest little jalapeno slices that are like a millimeter thick. It is so fucking cool looking. At Nobu.
I love that. I love that.
All right, Mark. Scallop. Scallop.
Oh man, probably. I'm gonna have a tough time keeping this one off of the top because scallop honestly is one of my favorite ingredients to cook with. Period. Not just in that cuisine, but almost any cuisine. It just absorbs the flavor of basically anything you put into it while continuing to be a really great texture. And raw is something else. One of our mutuals used to be a GM at a sushi restaurant here in town before they moved to France. And their dishes that they did specifically with the scallop were some of my favorite creations. So put that one at a solid 2 for me.
Scallop at 2. Solid call.
Just fuck it. It takes everything. And just like that, I get that some people don't like the texture of it raw, and I understand that. But it just is, it's delicious.
Good call. All right, MJ. Unagi.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is getting tough.
I know. You've got 1, 4, 6, 8, 10.
1, 4, 6, 8, 10. I feel fairly confident putting it at a 4.
I like that.
That's one of the junior goons' favorite. Michael loves him some unagi.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
So good. All right, you got 1, 6, 8, and 10, Mark. You get shrimp.
Again, this is one of those ingredients that, you know, as far as a sushi topping, it's there everywhere, but is it like good? And no, most of the time it's a little bit overcooked or it's just been sitting out for a little long, so it's a little room temperature and kind of rubbery. Even the good places don't do this correctly. I do like me some shrimp tail, even if it's, you know, cold and raw, but I feel pretty comfortable putting this one at an 8. It is not the worst thing on this list, but it's darn close, and it's just barely above crab, just because. Actually, if it were up to me, crab would be above that. But shrimp is great. I love the flavor of it, but it's pretty common, so not my favorite.
Well done. All right, MJ, you've got 1, 6, and 10. Best, worst, or right in the middle. Tuna.
Oh,
the bluefin
God.
variety, so the red stuff.
Will you confirm or deny the presence of salmon on this list?
I'm not going to tell you anything. That's why it's called a blind rank, MJ.
Fuck.
I know, that's tough. That's tough.
I'm gonna say 1, with the caveat that the peak of tuna is the peak of most, like, all sushi. Like, good
Right.
otoro is
Yeah.
like A+, and even like mediocre tuna is still better than a lot of stuff you're gonna get.
Even
I
bottom
like
tuna is
scallops, but
Tuna at number 1. I can't argue with that. That's
I can't
also one of
either,
my
honestly.
go-tos.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, 6
Yeah.
and 10.
Oh boy. Let's piss some people off, shall we?
Yep. Ready?
Oh yeah.
Tobiko. The little eggies.
I know. I'm doing this for my sister.
I said that for the benefit of
audience.
people who may not know.
For Toaster, who's frantically looking it up so he can find an emoji for it.
Right.
This one goes out to Dipshit's mother. We're gonna put that one at a 10. I personally love it, but it tends to be more of a garnish than anything. For Michelle, this is a no. She does not like the texture, and it's a lot like fishing. So she does not care for the eggs, and I love them personally, but I did this for you.
Yeah, me too. I love the little packets of just little. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah,
I like
great.
Tobiko more than I like salmon eggs, but
Yeah.
they're both good.
Mm-hmm.
Wasabi Tobiko is like a must order for me at any joint.
All right, you're back to neutral corner. You get number 6. Are you ready?
Yeah. Is it salmon?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Sea urchin.
Oh man.
It's a little low, but I'm not super mad at it at 6.
Sea urchin is delicious. It does not deserve a 6, but yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the texture might drop that on some people's lists.
Yeah, and the fact of what it actually is.
They're little street urchins,
Yeah,
like Oliver Twist.
Yeah, I mean the part of the sea urchin that you actually eat is unacceptable to some folks.
Correct.
Let's just say it has to do with reproduction. Okay, people.
But it's so good.
It is good. All right, so here's your list: tuna, scallop, quail egg, unagi, yellowtail, sea urchin, octopus, shrimp, crab, tobiko. It's not bad. That's actually solid.
Side note: we will be doing a fishing in a while, so there'll be some fishing content coming in a couple months.
Oh yeah, yeah, about 6 weeks.
Yeah,
there might be a live involved.
A couple.
That far. Yeah, right. All right, well done. I actually like that list
awesome.
a lot. Good job. Yeah.
I love those blind ranks. That's this year's. What was the one last year that we kept doing?
Oh, the fantasy drafts.
Who's Fat's lever?
Oh yeah, name Fat Lever.
Yeah. This is the show du jour.
Fantasy drafts the year before that.
Yeah.
All right, good job. Now we've got Mark is going to rate some stuff. Take it away.
All right. Well, yeah. So a couple of things dropped in my lap this week. First one of which I actually ordered. So Avatar came out with a group of hot sauces. Last year they had one hot sauce. This year they have come out with 3. These hot sauces come to us from Kings Park, New York. High River Sauces is who makes these. But before we get into the Avatar sauces and I melt my face off with a spoon, let's get into a beer, shall we? Gotta have something to cool it down. So what I have is also something that fell into my lap. A coworker found these for me and thought of me. This is a non-alcoholic beer in a tall boy can, 16-ounce can from Mash Gang, which appears to be in association with, what did I say it was? Pilot Project Brewing out of Chicago and New York.
Nice.
What? Oh, there's fuckery. So as I poured into the glass, I'm noticing that this is supposed to be. I'll read you the ingredients and stuff after we get into it a little bit, but it's supposed to be a fruited hazy IPA. And if you look at the color, it looks pretty IPA and hazy to me. That's a solid knockout. There's a little bit. It's not like milkshake thick, but it's pretty good. There's also a good solid amount of head, but it's not over foaming. A lot of these NAs have too much carbonation. When you pop them open, they're almost impossible to drink right away. But if you notice, it pours great into this Boston Red Sox glass. More on that later. So the ingredients of this is called Journey Juice from Mash Gang. And this is a fruited IPA with mango, chili, and lime. So as I smell it, that's all I get is mango. Obviously, honestly, like all I'm smelling on the nose is a little bit of mango. Maybe a Cascade hop in there, but there's almost no hop on the nose of this thing. But they're offering a lot of different flavors. As I read I'm reading the book or the little bit on the back, and it talks about fruity, bitter, salty, spicy, and sweet. So there is actually salt in this as well as the chili flakes. So kind of doing, I don't know, it's got a little bit of everything in there. So let's just.
It kind of sounds like a mango tahini kind of thing.
Yeah, but IPA is what they're going for.
Yeah.
Which I have a feeling is that the IPA is going to get lost in this. But maybe they're trying to go for more the traditional English style IPA, which that bitterness is not going to be in the 70s and 80s. It's going to be more in the 40s and 50s. So maybe that's what they're going for, because I'm getting almost no IPA on the nose of it. It's almost all malt and mango. So I'm just going to try it and see what's going on here. So the first thing that you get is mango and lime. There's the chili. The chili's on the back, and not much. It's kind of nice. It's more of the chili flavor and like almost a pepper flavor in there than is anything else. There's definitely lime. Mango is present. It reminds me a lot of Ballast Point, that low, it's not a super hoppy IPA, but there's that flavor in there. Like Ballast Point's the grapefruit IPA. What was the name of that thing? Man, that thing was
Sculpin.
old.
Grapefruit.
Yeah, the Sculpin. Almost no hop presence when you drink it, and then you get all the other flavors because that grapefruit just kills everything else. And this is exactly what that's like. It's actually pretty refreshing. I talk shit about it because it's not an IPA. Like I said, it may be more of that British style IPA, but with the mango, the chili, and the lime, there's just a lot more going on there than IPA. So it's hard to get through that, but I'm enjoying it. It's really good. So great job, guys. And with that, let's try the first one of these Avatar sauces, shall we? And I'll speed it up a little bit. I'll read you the side of this bottle. The first one is called the King's Special Sauce. If you look, there's the King on the front. He's saying something. I can't read it because it's very tiny print. This might be offensive to some, but I'm going to read it. Are you ready? On this glorious day, we shall feast like kings. Are you ready? With a massive load of flavor, His Majesty promises oral pleasure for all comers with a burning desire and a desire for burns. So this is
I see nothing wrong here.
So I opened the bottle and there's peach. I smell peach, which scares me a little bit. But this is supposed to be the mildest of the three. And I've got it in the container here. It's a spoon.
Bottoms up.
That is that's the mild one. So they did a really nice job balancing that one. So there is a lot of fruit to it. Peaches, blackberries, and blueberries specifically, and apple cider vinegar is what I get on that one. There's supposed to be a little bit of rum. I don't get much of that, which is good, but it's very much like a classic Scotch bonnet sauce, other than the color. Scotch bonnet's usually a bright yellow sauce, but it's got that flavor where it's very bitter, hot, and just a little bit of back sweet from the fruit. And that's going to be the mild one. This is the one that blew me out last year. If you remember, this is the blood orange scorpion pepper. So we're going to get into this one now. Again, in this spoon. I'm not doing a full ramekin of it this time, because if you remember,
right, that was painful when I was across town.
Yeah. Still just a really good balanced sauce. Really nice after that peach to have something sweet, or that, that with all that apple cider vinegar to have something sweet with that blood orange. But I like that sauce a lot. That's a go-to for me on ramen, and anytime I really just want to add too much heat for me, that's a really good one. Now, that's called Dance Devil Dance. Now let's get into holy shit sauce. And this is supposed to be the hot one. I read you the
Before you get into this, how are your lips feeling right now?
the lips are good actually. The tongue
Okay.
is pretty numb.
Okay.
So I'm kind of buying myself some time.
Yeah. So you're stalling just a little bit, and I can appreciate it.
Jam a pretzel into my face just so I can get some olfactory back into my mouth. But the side of this sauce, you remember I read you the label and there was something cute and kind of awesome on the side of it. This one just says, "Holy shit, we're gonna die," which is a line from one of their songs, but it just happens to work. I was looking at this one earlier, and on this sauce, the first ingredients are apple cider vinegar, peaches, blueberries, raspberries, Carolina Reaper, in that order. And if you know how American labels work, they always have to list an order of ingredients by the most in the sauce or anything that you buy. This one, however, Reaper pepper mash is first on that one. Apple cider vinegars 2, water, blackberry, blueberries, brown sugar, onions, garlic, yuzu juice, coriander, ginger, black pepper, and Reaper powder. So,
Ginger or ginger?
Ginger.
Okay.
Sorry. So we're just gonna load up the spoon.
Hard to enunciate the soft G.
Yeah.
When your mouth is ablaze.
I've already made a mistake because I just did the thing I always do with the new hot sauce, and I just licked the side of the
Lick
container.
the side of it. Yep.
Because I'm the only one in the house that eats the hot sauces. The Duchess is not a hot sauce fan, so I can immediately tell you that this sauce is very hot, but it's very, very well balanced. There's almost no sweet. You get a lot of those. I'm gonna get the rest of this off of the spoon. There's almost no sweetness to it because of all the other things in it, but you get a little bit of the fruit tannins. But it's hot. And now it's just hot. And my nose is running.
I was gonna say, there's the sniff. Are you sweating?
Yeah. There might be a couple beads, but I'm actually doing okay. But I can tell you that these sauces are solid, and I can't wait to apply them to actual food products and not just directly to my face. And check them out. For sure. I'm going to send this back to you, put myself on mute so I can chug some of this beer.
Awesome. All right. Sounds good. Can't wait to try some of it. Well, let's talk some actual sports. And Dipshit, I'm glad you're here. The Stanley Cup final is over. The Florida Panthers go back to back. And the Oilers lose again. What happened?
The Panthers were like, "Oh fuck, we're good at hockey," and the Oilers were like, "Oh fuck, we're choke artists," and then choked. A lot of it was them getting penalized super hard for being stupid, which is fair because they were being stupid. The last game had no penalties allegedly, but the Panthers were like, "What if we just took the entire neutral zone all the time, always, and let no puck go anywhere, unless we have it, and most specifically, unless Sam Reinhart has it." The curse of Scory Perry continues. He's lost 5 of the last 6 Stanley Cup finals, which is hilarious.
Insane.
He's the kiss of death.
But yeah, the first 3 games were so good, and the last 2 games sucked so hard. So it's over. We're free from hockey at least until July 1st. I don't have to think about it until July 1st.
What happens July 1st?
Free agency opens.
There you go. So, was this the best chance for McJesus to take home a cup?
No, the rest of the team. I mean, the rest of the team was fine, but it wasn't. It's not built as well as it could be built.
I think they're in a little bit of trouble because going into next year, they have 41% of their payroll tied up into 3 players. Now, granted, 2 of those players are the best players on the planet in Draisaitl and McDavid, but the other one's Nick Nurse. That contract is going to be really tough for them.
Well, are you looking at the cap relative to next year, or the cap relative to this year? Because it's
No,
about to go up $15 million.
Yeah, it's relative to next year.
I don't think. I mean, if they want to get rid of Nick Nurse,
Nick
is that
Nurse
right?
I don't think that's the right name. Nick Nurse
That's
is a
not right. Yeah,
basketball
Darnell
coach.
Nurse. Darnell Nurse.
Darnell Nurse.
Nick
What did I
Nurse.
say?
All I
Nick
could
Nurse
think
is a
of was-
basketball curse.
Yeah,
I'm
Darnell
so
Nurse.
confused. Sit here going, when did we change sports?
That goon.
Well, and all I could think of was Sarah Nurse. Yeah, they can. I mean, they can just ship him to San Jose, like no problem. San Jose likes that kind of stuff. They are into it. I would not be surprised if, depending on how things turn out in Toronto and what amount of money Mitch Marner is actually looking for, that he ends up an Oiler. That would not be surprising to me. I don't know. There's a lot of like little improvements they could do. Hey, Kasperi Kapanen should not have more points than Connor McDavid
No,
in the Stanley Cup final.
absolutely not.
Kasperi Kapanen probably shouldn't play that much in the Stanley Cup final. I like Mr. Kapanen. He is my favorite dumb fuck. But
He is a stupid fuck.
no, he is a dumb fuck.
Dumb fuck.
And
not
then he's a
stupid fuck. You're
fucking
right.
idiot. Holy fuck. I
That's
don't know.
right. That's right.
I bet they make it next year, back to the finals. If they can if they can ship off Nurse and probably Kane too,
Vander
that would be
Kane's gotta
helpful.
go.
Because he can't keep his stick off other people's face. I bet they're fine.
Well, I think you're right. The key is they've got to somehow get out from under the Nurse contract and be able to get depth, because Florida showed you again, when you are so top heavy, even though you've got otherworldly talent on the other side, you beat it with depth, and they proved it again. So they have to figure out how to get deeper on the Edmonton side. Mark, what do you think?
No, I'm there with you on that stuff. McDavid was objectively, he was the one that was shouty and stuff, and they were double and triple teaming him. So he needs some help, and he's not getting it from a lot of his team, who's just kind of standing around and, causing bodily harm to other players on the team and not actually doing anything that's actually helpful for the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't know what they have to do with Evander Kane, but I've been done with him. You guys have known for a couple of years, several, but I know you're the same way. I know Michaela's the same, but he is a cancer, and you're not going to win anything big until you get rid of him. He's a head case, and he's a problem. They got under his skin, and that's when it started to fall apart. You saw him start to get cheap in game 3. I mean, he couldn't keep off of his stick in game 1 or 2, but he started to get cheap in game 3. And then in game 4 and 5, he was just the only time you saw him, he was actively trying to assault somebody. It's bad. And then, the shit that he pulled at the end of that fucking game 5, it's just unheard of in hockey circles. And they were all over it on the broadcast. And I'm glad that they were calling him out, because he is just a giant sack of shit. And good for Brad Marchand.
Right. Evander Kane has
the Duchess. Sorry, one more thing. The Duchess says, "Go Bob Roski."
There you go. Go Bob Roski.
Sorry.
Evander Kane's got a 16-team approved trade list. Nurse has a no movement clause.
Wow, shit.
Yeah, but that can be waived.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to agree to it. So
Right.
Is he going to want to go play in San Jose? I don't think so.
Well, his options are going to be San Jose or the press box for 82 games. So
I don't think they're going to do that. They're not going to park $9 million in the press box.
You would be surprised what they're willing to do. I have seen stupider.
The
Yeah, I don't know.
NHL has been known to fuck around with their talent a little bit, haven't they?
Remember when Tyler Sagan sat in the press box for like 3 straight games because he was late for a team meeting? I remember. Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Pepperidge
Right.
Farms remembers that shit.
I mean, the nice thing, Corey Perry's a UFA, so he's probably not going to be there. Plus, he's 40. He's not going to stick around more than likely. Their other big defenseman's 35, so I mean, they're in trouble. I don't know. I'll have to see what they do in the offseason. All right, MJ, any final thoughts?
Not particularly.
Mark?
Glad
Ditto.
hockey. Glad hockey is over. I saw a video today where the fans down there are chanting "Thank you, Boston," and Brad Marchand joined them in singing the "Thank you, Boston" chant. I've also seen pictures of Brad Marchand with the trophy in one hand, and in the other hand, he's got a coffee, a twisted tea, and then a beer in his armpit. So he's doing just fine. So good for Brad Marchand. Just have you a Brad Marchand summer, and we'll see you in the fall, bud. Don't know where he's going to go, but it'll be fun.
Did you see the video of Barkov showing up at his neighbor's house at 5 o'clock in the morning and Marchand standing behind him with the cup? They're like, you asked for this. Turn on the lights and open up. Like, we're coming. On the ring camera. So
I just love how just like down to earth hockey players are sometimes, you know, and you only really see it when they're celebrating the Stanley Cup. But that first couple of weeks after the Stanley Cup is won, you see some real humanity, and it's great. Like, they already broke the cup.
Right.
Did you guys see that? They broke the cup.
Yeah.
That happened when the Avs had it too. They bet the shit out of it.
It didn't make it off the ice.
They didn't make it off the ice last night. They had already broken it.
I know.
Bet
Hall
the
of Fame already
motherfucker
said
in
they're going to
parts.
fix it for the parade. So that's all good. They're used to it. They're like, whatever. We'll just fix it. We got a guy. We know a guy.
It's probably not the worst that cup has seen, honestly.
No, not at all. Maybe the worst is when Kermie McDermott went head over tea kettle backwards at a strip club with it in his hands, just went wee.
I was telling everybody the other day that the second you touch that cup with your bare hands, you get put on a federal list. They know where you are. They have to track your movements once you touch that thing. There's just too many species of things that live on that thing.
Yeah, it's rough. All right, let's move on to MJ. Now you've got a game for us. What do you got?
I do. It's a fun game. It's called The Bigger, the Larger. So
The
here's the
higher, the fewer. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
game. No, you're good. That was the point.
I figured.
So I only picked out 4, but I have 4 little ideas and, well, I don't know, questions. And you're going to tell me which is larger between the pair that I gave you. So, for example, and also shout out to Puck Soup. I stole this from them again. The one that they did was, which is larger, the number of teams Corey Perry has played for, or the number of teams Pat Maroon has played for.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
I did all football ones for you guys, so you get football ones. Are you prepared?
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. So, what is bigger, larger? Lamar Jackson's total offense in 2024 or Joe Burrow's passing yards in 2024?
Burrow didn't start great.
No, but he finished
I'm gonna
on fire.
Yeah, finished on fire, but
I'm going to say Joe Burrow's yards. This seems like a trick question, so I'm going to go with Joe Burrow's yards.
I'm gonna go the other way. What the hell?
All right, Matt, you get the first point.
Nice.
Lamar Jackson had 4,938 yards of total offense, and Burrow had 4,918 yards passing.
So it's close.
Wow, really close.
Yeah, these are not easy. They're close on purpose. Good luck.
Okay.
Nice. Hell yeah. Love that
Okay.
for us.
Next pair. You ready?
Yep.
The 2024 Denver Broncos points for, so the points that they scored,
Okay.
or the 2024 Cleveland Browns points against. So how much other teams scored against them.
I'm going to say the Browns gave up more points.
Yeah, and Denver was
The Broncos
middle of the
didn't
road
start
at,
very
like-
good.
They didn't, but they finished middle of the road. I think they finished 24, high 24s, low 25s, if I remember correctly. But I'm with you. Do I have to
Yeah.
pick opposite of Mark, or can we say the same thing?
I can say the same thing. I'm not
Yeah,
counting points.
I'm going with Mark because Cleveland was objectively bad.
You are both correct. The Broncos had 425 points for, and Cleveland had 435 points against.
Wow. That's not good.
No.
You're not going to
Unideal.
win a lot of games.
All right. Are you prepared for the next one?
Yes.
I believe so.
All right. Which is bigger, larger? The number of years Andy Reid has been a coach in the NFL, or the number of losses Matt Rule has had as a coach in the NFL? Head coach in the NFL, I mean.
Wow. Wow. Give me Fat Andy's years.
Yeah, I would say give me Andy's years because Rule wasn't around super long.
He's only been around, what, like 2 years?
Yeah, then he went to Nebraska, right?
Oh, that's, yeah.
I'll go Fat Andy.
All right, you're both correct again.
Woohoo!
Reed has been coaching for 26 years, and Matt Rule has 25 losses.
Wow.
That's objectively bad.
Not great, Bob.
not
No,
good.
not good.
All right, are you guys ready for the last one?
We are.
Yes.
Okay, what's bigger or larger? The number of international games the Jacksonville Jaguars have played, or the number of teams quarterback Josh Johnson has played for?
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
That dude's been everywhere.
Yeah, he has. But Jacksonville is over there.
They go
twice
at
a year,
least
it
once
seems
a year.
Yeah, at least once a year.
Twice the last couple of years.
Yeah.
For the last,
give me Jacksonville on this one.
All right, I'll take the other side of that then.
All right.
All right, Mark, you are correct.
Yeah!
It's a tie.
Josh Johnson has played for 14 NFL teams.
Jesus
And-
Christ.
Jacksonville has done 13 international games, which is the most by 9. The second most is Miami with 4.
I knew it was a big number. And Josh Johnson's a big number, right?
Yeah, that's a giant number.
Jeez. I mean, talk about a career.
Well, we
That's
all
just-
know Jacksonville just wants to move to London anyways, so we've been testing the waters with that for a decade.
Yeah. Let's see if it ever happens.
Fair point.
All
I
right.
don't think it ever
No.
will.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, MJ. Well done. Mark, you and I tied. I got
The
three, you got
higher
three.
the viewer.
Thank you. I was trying to ask you to do that.
Bigger, the larger.
The bigger, the larger.
All right. All right. Let's get into dipshit of the week. And since MJ not feeling great, just did a lot of talking, we will start with Mark. What do you got?
Yeah, give me a second here. I gotta pull it up. I was enthralled in the game and not sure what to expect. So, First
I mean, if
one
you're
I'd
not
like
ready,
to
I
give
can
a
go.
First one I'd like to give a shout out to, and actually this is my dipshit of the week, is the Boston Red Sox and the Red Sox organization who can't figure their shit out. And then when they pissed a player off, sent him away for a bag of hammers and a solid gold spoon And at least they got to give San Francisco the entire $250 million dollar contract instead of 75% of it. I heard they were trying to do a deal with a much better term, but the franchises were not willing to pay the entire contract. You guys, there's a lot of stuff coming to light about this, and not all of it is great for either side. But this is a continuing trend with this Red Sox team that I've been following for my entire life, that when things get bad between a couple of individuals, they turn into like children, and they just kick them out of the clubhouse and then turn the person that they've kicked out of the clubhouse into a bad guy. They've done it over the years. They tried to do it to Pedro. They tried to do it to Manny. They tried to do it to Nomar when they traded Nomar to the Cubs in 2003. This team can't get out of its own way of just shitting on other players on the way out of town. They did it to Don Orsillo, one of the greatest play-by-play guys in baseball history. They chased out of town over a contract dispute. This franchise is notoriously cheap. They are also in the process of a giant strike with the workers there at Fenway. The guys at Fenway and the music venue that's right back there are getting paid an average of $3 to $4 less per hour than venue workers almost anywhere else in the country. So they're all striking right now, just notoriously cheap. And they're trying to funnel money back into Liverpool. And they're also trying to funnel money so John Henry can buy another fucking soccer team. Yay. So I guess fuck me and my Red Sox fandom for a while. Should be fun. At least the team still seems interested, so that'll be fun. But you know what, Red Sox, Craig Breslow, just give me a couple weeks, man, before you do anything else stupid, please. 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 Thanks.
All right, MJ, what do you got?
Okay, so the Club World Cup of Soccer is happening right now. And it's a FIFA thing, but they're doing it in the States this year because they're doing the actual World Cup in the States next year. Well, the States and Canada and Mexico. Anyway, there was a guy and he went up to for a press conference, and his name is, I can't remember his first name. It's some Correa, right? And he goes up there and they're doing the press conference and they're like, "Hey, bud, are you excited to play against your brother tomorrow, Angel Correa?" And he was like, "That's not my brother." And he's like, "But you guys have the same last name." And the Correa guy was like, "Not everyone with my last name is my brother, though." So dipshit of the week goes to that reporter for not realizing how surnames work.
Nice. I like it.
Great job.
My dipshit of the week is the nation of Canada. Hey, Mark, did you realize that the United States has had a team that has won the Grey Cup more recently than Canada has had a team that has won the Stanley Cup?
I actually had no idea.
The Baltimore Stallions won the Canadian Football League's Grey Cup in 1995.
Had
And there
no
has
idea.
Not been a Canadian team win the Stanley Cup since when, MJ? I know you know this. Are you there? Did we lose you? No, if you're talking. Yeah, hello. Do you know the last Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup and when?
It was the Vancouver Canucks, and it was in because they were gonna win in. They win in '93, I think.
You got the year right, but it's the wrong team. It's Montreal.
Oh, it was
The
Montreal.
93
Yeah.
series between Juan Gretzky,
Wow.
Montreal, and LA. That was the last time. So the Stallions of Baltimore, which aren't
Jesus
even a thing
Christ.
anymore.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
30 goddamn years ago. Christ. So well done.
Did they score a Rouge in that game?
I have no idea. The only thing I know about the game is that Baltimore won. That's all I know. Maybe
insane.
Mark, when we go to Baltimore, we'll go see if we can find a monument to the Grey Cup.
So the Grey Cup.
for 30 years ago.
See if there's any Baltimore Stallions memorabilia we can track
Yeah,
down.
let's go. Yeah, I'll be like the Spiders. Baltimore Stallions gear. You just rep it. Let's go Stallions. So yeah, way to go, Canada. You're the dipshit of the week. Final thoughts. Talk about the things. MJ, what do you got?
Sea turtles are cool. And this one on my screen, it keeps swimming by and saying hi. It's great.
Very good. Mark?
Well, we all know about June swoons, right? Around here, June swoons are a thing every year. Since 1993, the Rockies have always had a downturn in their seasons around June. This year is not the case. They have actually been above 500 since the start of June. But we also know that they're objectively out of the baseball conversation for the year, so it's not worth talking about them winning or losing at this point. What I am here to tell you is that I know things look rough around here. I know they do. You know, we have a Nuggets team without a GM. Assistant coaches getting not renewed contracts. Assistant GMs getting not renewed contracts. We understand things look terrible there. The Avalanche, I'm not sure what they're thinking right now, but things did not end well for them this year. We all know about the Rockies and how awful things are, but there is hope in here. There is hope. The Broncos have training camp next month, and football will be here. We are so close to having Broncos football back, and this town needs Broncos football more than anything right now because the rest of this shit sucks.
Right. Did you read the Patrick Saunders article that came out about the quote unquote plan going forward for the Rockies? Walker Monfort is going to take over as the president.
Wait, I went to school with that chap.
With Walker?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, Sterling is still in charge of scouting. Or maybe it's data. I can't. One of the two. Who cares? But Walker is going to take over as the president. So again, no new ideas. Just all Monforts all the time.
Well, and we all remember that Bill Schmidt, the person who's in charge of baseball, actually came from the business side and has no actual background in baseball at all. We all know that, right?
Yes.
I mean, he was the business guy. He's in charge of baseball.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's awesome. But they're going to put 30 grand in the seats every single week. So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Football can't come soon enough. I can't wait for Pew Pew. Can we just do a Pew Pew? Just
do a random
palate cleansing Pew Pew. Just pick a week.
Pew Pew, who wins tomorrow?
Right.
Who do you got?
Fun.
Who do you got?
Here you go. You know what? Pick a random week from like 4 years ago, and then we'll do a Pew Pew, and then
see how
score
close
it right
you get.
then because nobody will remember. Like it. Like,
I'll
I
just pick a slate of games from 20 years ago.
Yeah, something like that, right? That'd be awesome. We get Milty in on it. That'd be great.
Right.
Well, it has been an absolute blast hanging out with you, and Mark and MJ. Well, Mark, good to see you. MJ, good to hear you. For the absent Milty, we love you, Milty. More fun stuff from the Goons coming up. Mark and I have a trip in about 6 weeks that you're going to see a lot of fun stuff from. So look forward to that. We're going to put some nerd stuff in the can. So that'll be fun too. And the dog days of summer are upon us, and it's just awful. It's terrible. Like, I hate it. I'm going to go watch NFL Network. That's what I'm going to go do. Make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and take care of each other. For Mark and MJ, my name is Matt. This has been My Brother's an Idiot. We'll catch you next time. See ya. Brett?
I know I didn't get Gene Mingo in, but